We all kind of knew that it was going to get ugly. I mean, come on, it's not like the first term was any better. If we go back to lockdowns and be like, oh, yeah, I beeped myself. We're kind of going out of order, though. Wasn't it like, impeachment first and then riots, or was it riots and then impeachments? Sometimes I get a little confused. Oh. So this week in reality TV America, riots. Some planned, some maybe. And the star of our show today is Bass and Gavin Newsom. Okay, on a serious note, supposedly these riots are not going to start until, I'm sorry, I should not say riots. These fiery protests with bricks don't start until the 14th, which I believe is, Saturday or Sunday? And we'll see how it goes from there. First on the docket for this video is Gavin Newsom responding to Trump saying he needed to be arrested.
Governor Gavin Newsom is firing back after the president's border czar threatened to arrest him.
Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy.
Tom Homan warned Newsom and LA's Mayor Karen.
Come get me, bro. Stupid ass.
And he's also lashing out at Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth for threatening to deploy the Marines.
Pete Hegseth's a joke. He's a joke. Everybody knows it. So in over his head. What an embarrassment.
Now, these are just snippets, but he's acting. I don't even really think he's a real person. I'm starting to think he's just a figment of somebody's imagination. Maybe he's a robot too. But we go back to the come get me, bro.
Governor Gavin Newsom is firing back after the president's border czar threatened to arrest him.
Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy.
It's all acting. The movements in the body all go with the words, not forward, not afterward, not leading, not falling behind, but with the words, because the mind is following a script, which in itself is terrifying. It's like, holy cow, this guy isn't reacting like any normal person who would be in a leadership role would do, like some thoughts or consequences thereof. Nothing of that world touches him. Nothing. He's just acting when it's supposed to be an impromptu moment. So he's made this speech, and you'll see more of what I mean by acting.
Itself, databases quite literally are vanishing. He's delegitimizing news organizations, and he's assaulting the First Amendment.
You can see by his eyes that he's tracking words, so he's reading this speech. Now, mind you, it's not like, it's the first time he's read it, because the body movements are going with it. This is practiced. Apparently, for his ability to act and masquerade, it's better if he reads and acts as he's going. He's the purest form of a puppet I have ever seen. I don't even know what else to tell you. There's no fear here.
And the threat of defunding them. At threat, he's dictating what universities themselves can teach.
Because he keeps smiling at you. One, I think he's looking at himself at the same time. For those of you in TV world who know how that setup works, there is a monitor with his face on it looking at him. He likes the way he looks. He's a pretty boy. There's no duper's delight here. He is a duper in the sense of a dope, but he is a puppet. And you know what? Until we see who the puppet master is, and he'll tell us, he doesn't have to say it, but whenever he's near the puppet master, we will know, because he will submit to that person. And so far, he's submitted to no one, and I don't think he's God.
He's targeting law firms and the judicial branch that are the foundations of an orderly and civil society. He's calling for a sitting governor to be arrested for no other reason than to, in his own words, for getting elected.
So here we go. He's sitting there talking again about being arrested. There's no fear. There's just acting. There's the portrayal. There's I moved this time. It's unnatural. There's no inward thought. A sitting governor. Think about it. You're the individual that's being talked about for being arrested. There's going to be a glimmer in that face that you are the one with your head on the chopping block. But there's nothing. It's just more portrayal. The eyebrows raised when appropriate for emphasis. The movement of the body to match words, to act out those words. I could be completely wrong. This guy could be a psychopath. Like a hardcore psycho who has divorced himself from reality and emotion and consequence. All right, Bass had a press conference, and in this press conference, she had all these mayors from the region come in and some prominent people in the local governments. And I thought it was freaking hilarious. All right, they all start to file in. All right, but I'm not alone. Yep, they're with me. We're all going in. Where do I stand? I'm important. I'm important. I'm important. I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be on TV. We're going to be on TV. Let's pretend like we don't care. Oh, hi. How are you? Okay, I digress. It's so stupid. Let's get going. So Bass comes in, and she's usually very hunched and tight anyways. She seems like she's like a ball of nerves. I am not quite sure why. I don't care enough about her to care. I thought maybe it was arthritis, but I've seen her enough to know that no, for the tightness that's there, it's not arthritis. At least not in the areas that it's coming out of. But she's coming in, she's very tight. She's not trying to give anybody any kind of eye contact. Not even her army of local mayors there to support her. Be like, oh yeah, this is the guys that are here to be with me. Ha 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 ha. We're all going to do this together. Which tells me that in her mind, she feels like she stands alone. And that probably is the best description because her city is technically the only one with federal troops in it. We got the tight-lippedness that also goes with what we're seeing to begin with, which is a ball of nerves and stress.
Everybody ready? Good afternoon, everyone. Let me just say that I am proud to stand here with leaders from our region. There are over 30 mayors represented here who I think reflect the concerns that are going on in our communities right now. A week ago, everything was peaceful in the city of Los Angeles and in all of the representatives behind me in their cities as well. Things began to be difficult on Friday when raids took place, and it's important that I begin there because that is the cause of the problems that have happened in the city of Los Angeles and other cities.
All right, so watching her a little bit here, she's setting her platform for her defense, so to speak. And she's very confident in it. She's tapping her little podium with her finger, lightly, mind you. So the mind seems to be, this is my platform, but I don't want to bang it too much in case I hurt myself at that moment and further down the line. She's giving really good eye contact to the press, and she's got a straightness now in her back from prior when she walked in hunched over and hiding. So she's confident on this platform that has been built, that she has anyways. We're going to go to questions, and there's two of them I thought were actually interesting.
They're not needed now. When we did the curfew last night, it was all local law enforcement. Do you believe there should be a line of communication? Absolutely. I mean, well, first of all, I don't think it should be happening at all. But yes, there should be a line of communication.
So the U.S. Attorney Bill did announce some charges today.
Oh, he did? Okay.
He said, quote, when protesting crosses the line into violence, the penalties.
All right, in case you didn't hear, the reporter is saying that the U.S. attorney has brought up charges, and that's why you hear her go, oh, he did. And now we've gone tight-lipped, we've got the furrow in the brows here, and we have stopped moving, which is always indicative that the brain has gone still and has forced the body to go on still because it wants to hide. And then you see the jump action in the body. It's a release of tension. She went from being loose and moving, tightness, a little bit of sway because she can't help it. She's in high heels, and I don't think she likes wearing them. I think they're just part of an outfit. So then you see the jerk in the body as it lets go. The muscles just let go and rebalances. So this is high stress, which tells me, as the body language, that she actually does fear the U.S. attorney, which is always nice to hear, especially when we all suspect them of criminal activity. So that little motion she hammered on the thing, I think in context of this, it's basically for that reporter just to shut up so she can respond. Like, okay, we're done. Stop. I want to get away.
Well, I think you just illustrated the double standard. And given that I was there on January 6th and saw an insurrection take place, the idea that this, what is happening here, is an insurrection is just false. And I think it is deliberately false. I don't think they're confused.
And we put our hands back together and then we play. We will not get into what people believe. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Just so you know, for those of you who watch this or you're new to this, if people truly believe it, even if it's a lie, their body is going to tell the truth. There's no stressor in that. Lies are stress. Lies always come out as stress. That is the reality. Relaxed people don't lie. People defending action may stress, but that nice spinal column that goes all the way up the back and in through the neck, that always remains loose, because that's where lies originate. And Bass here truly believes her crazy. All right, there's another one. Let's go.
The curfew enforcement last night, you went through live with me on KNX for some time. It was very late. It looked very much like it was successful in achieving its goals. I want to know what your take is on what unfolded last night, how it went, and then secondarily, is this curfew order going to be extended? You had said first you'd review it today, potentially a few more days.
All right, here she's being asked about this curfew. And as soon as he goes into that, you start seeing the deep breathing and the muscle flex. It's like, oh, in the neck, I mean, what's going on? She gives a response to this regardless, that it pretty much just depends on the federal government. And later on, she says they're just living off rumors right now, which is probably true because Trump has said that he likes to keep his cards close to his chest.
You also, I think, indicated last night at KNX that you thought maybe it could end by the week.
Well, yes. So let me just say that the emergency declaration that I signed yesterday does not have a time limit to it. And so the curfews will go on as long as they are needed. But you know, it's really kind of interdependent on what the response is from the federal side. If there are raids that continue, if there are soldiers marching up and down our street, I would imagine that the curfew will continue. What I'm hoping is that Angelino's got the message last night that we are serious. The fact that the arrests last night were relatively minor, I am hoping that we won't have any arrests tonight.
Hoping we won't have any arrest tonight. And instantaneously, the lips pucker down, slam shut, and the chin goes down, dragging the head down with it. And the body goes tight from the neck down through the ass. Because she knows differently. They always know differently. At least those that actually have consequence to their actions. Which is why Gavin Newsom is like, what the hell? Literally no consequence in that man's body at all. And maybe that's why Trump is like, because he ran for governor. Maybe there's really something in that. I mean, since he told us that Biden was an animatronic robot. You know what? My husband and I would be having a fit right now. But Trump said it. The federal government has now decided to say that Biden was an animatronic robot. I can't even. This world. Oh, this world. I'll see you next week. Also, before we leave, go and check out my Patreon. You like podcasts? Sometimes I have a bit of personality in that one too. Also tutorials for all the stuff that I keep trying to explain, but shortly thereof and have nothing to show you. They're also in there.
Thanks for watching.